welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. So just an FYI, one, I'm filming this in February. Two, I'm sick, so I haven't bothered to mess with my hair. Yes, this is what it looked like today, though I think it was wrapped up. So I do have a chest infection, so I will be coughing possibly throughout this, but I should be fine. So we're going to be covering this, our next musical. So this is My Fair Lady. It stars Audrey Hepburn and Rex Harrison. It tells the story of a young flower seller by the name of Eliza Dolittle, and how she, after kind of being demeaned by Rex Harrison's character, who is Professor Higgins, outside an opera for her speech, she comes to him for voice lessons, and he makes a bet with a friend of his who, let me pull up the IMDb page for the actors here. Colonel Hugh Pickering is the name, is the friend here. Agrees to, within 6 months, saying that he could turn her into basically a fine lady with her speech. And she agrees to this to get better job prospects. So the film goes throughout him teaching her to speak and presenting her to society well-dressed, well-mannered, and of course she doesn't have a London accent anymore, in Italy, a Cockney accent, as they might call it, of the poorer regions of London. And so it's kind of a very interesting thing. So this film came out in 1964 and is based on a play that was on Broadway. And then I believe, so the writers for the musical was Alan J. Lerner. And then it was converted from the play version to the film version by George Bernard Shaw. So now the original actress who played Eliza Dolittle on stage was Julie Andrews, and obviously Julie Andrews has a British accent, and she would have sung everything. Now Audrey Hepburn is Dutch. Two, she doesn't have a strong enough voice for this, and this is what caused problems with this production. So most of her singing, not all of it, about 90% of it was done by, let me see, it's going to give me the name here. It was dubbed by Marni Nixon. Not all of it, but about 90% of it. Certain parts of it, Hepburn was able to sing herself. Now, she was not happy about this. She was not happy that she was going to be dubbed. Now, this was very, very common back then. Marni Nixon was well known for this. They dubbed men and women's voices throughout Hollywood. But for some reason, right around now, they weren't happy about this. Now, one of the reasons was, of course, everybody knew that Julie Andrews was originally in this position. And Rex Harrison, Sir Rex Harrison, who played the professor in this, that's what he played on Broadway. Now, he cannot sing, and they did not dub him. He spoke his lines. So he spoke his lines in tune. So he wasn't really singing. He spoke his lines in tune. So, but it caused it caused a lot of trouble. And I believe Audrey Hepburn failed to even get a nomination for the Oscars that year. Now, Julie Andrews did Mary Poppins instead and won the Oscar, and she famously thanked the director and the producers of this film for basically freeing her up to do Mary Poppins, which is one of the films she is literally most known for. Now, had they actually done this, who knows what would have happened. Mary Poppins would have been played by Angela Lansbury, we know that, who later did Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Yes, I've reviewed that. I do believe I reviewed Mary Poppins. I don't know if it's coming before this or after this. I've already reviewed it because I own it, along with The Sound of Music. So I am a big fan of Julie Andrews. Now, this is actually the first film I've seen Audrey Hepburn in. And she is a wonderful actress. This is a fantastic film. It's a beautiful musical. So far, I've reviewed, at least what I've filmed, is 2 films that I know very well, which is Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music. This one and The King and I. The King and I has problems. I did not like The King and I at all. It's very, very, very racist. And I didn't like it. This was very good, and this was very fun. Again, Eliza Dolittle, I love the costumes in this. They're very, very beautiful. Audrey Hepburn is a fabulous actress. She does have good chemistry with Rex Harrison. So, obviously there's kind of love there, but I think from what I read, the original intent of the authors was that Rex was gay. Not Rex Harrison, but the Professor Higgins was gay, and that he's a standard bachelor. And she goes off and marries somebody else. In the film, which is how the ending goes, she comes back to him, because he pretty much says that he accepts her. Alright, so that is it. I will add another video to this comparing a bunch of other stuff. My child is sick and waking up. So if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Check out what I've got. I've got to go deal with my kid. Thank you.